Ever looked at an artwork and asked yourself how they did that? Well, it's not magic. It's the color theory. On today's video, we'll go over the 3 ways to modify a color and some terminology. This is a color wheel. We are gonna get familiar with this dude and make it our Pookie. So what you're seeing here are the hues. Basically the freaking name of the colors like red, blue, blah, blah. Every single art program has a freaking color wheel. And if it doesn't, then it's not a drawing app. Anyways, growing up, you probably learned the primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. These are the primary colors because they can't be created by mixing other colors. And you can create any color by mixing them. You can see in the color wheel, the primary colors make new colors. Green, orange, and purple, these are called secondary colors. Okay, so summary, hue means the name of the color. Now on to the next part, saturation. Okay, so this is red, bright, bold, and the color of my enemy's blood. Damn, why does it scream louder than my intrusive thoughts at 3 a.m.? It's because of the saturation, meaning the intensity or purity of a color. Now watch as I remove its soul. It's the same hue, still technically red, but looks like the rotting tomato at the bottom of my fridge. Okay, so saturation basically means how intense or muted a color is. Full saturation slaps, but low saturation might just be whispering helping color language. Artists use saturation strategically. Here's an example of my art. Most of this piece is soft, muted, and calm. Okay, so I use high saturation in her eyes because her face is the focal point. Here's an art by Dino_Riles. As you can see, he put saturated color near the face because that's the focal point. So saturation equals intensity of color. Not everything has to scream saturation. Let your art breathe, bestie. Use the saturated colors in the background and stuff. And then use saturated colors in the focal point. Okay, so finally the third term.
Value.
Value refers to the lightness or darkness of a color. Actually, bestie, you don't even need color for value.
Behold the emo rainbow.
The scale of sadness. This is what makes your art readable when color is going through it. See this? It has no color, no saturation, but you can still tell what's happening. Why? Because value tells you where light hits and where shadows cry. Values actually matter a lot in art. Value gets to decide if your art looks flat. Pro tip, when you draw, always make sure to turn on grayscale sometimes. See, here the left art looks bad because it has less value. When you turn on your grayscale and your focal point disappears into the background like an NPC, then you're having a value crisis. Colors might distract, but value defines. You can paint with mud as long as your values are solid. It'll still look like a masterpiece. Pro tip, don't shade with black. It flattens your value range faster than my motivation on Mondays. So yeah, value is the backbone of your art. Without it, your drawings are gonna look like a wet napkin with gradient. So right now we learned about HSV, hue, saturation, and value, my children. Now we have color scheme, or the reason why your art dot looks like it's arguing with itself. Alright, so you know what hue is. But do you know how to make colors coexist without it looking like a kindergarten fight? That's where color scheme comes in. If this video gets over 500 likes, then I'll make a video on color schemes.